The first question we probably should address is how in the world we can get away with studying the New Testament in an academic setting. A lot of people presume that a class like this is going to be akin to Sunday school or Bible study. But in this video, I'm going to explain why that presumption is not only incorrect, but one that, were it to be correct, would mean we're likely breaking the law. And that's coming up right now. What are you supposed to learn in school? A once popular refrain boiled down public school curriculum into the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. Of course, there are a whole number of subjects that could be taught to make you a well-rounded and educated individual. The sciences, history, others. But conventional wisdom of yore suggested that these 3 R's are the building blocks to a solid educational foundation. Thus, arithmetic provides a basis from which you can learn more mathematics and observe what's discussed in the sciences. Reading opens doors to the past, and writing equips one to tell their story about the human condition. But as late as the mid-20th century, there was considerable debate about whether a 4th R was missing. Can you guess what it is? Religion. That's right, religion. For many in the US, religion was seen as foundational for an understanding of the world at large. And while there are arguments to be made about the importance of studying religion, the debate I just mentioned gave the US legal system an opportunity to frame what was meant by religion and study. So consider the word religion. In the 1950s, a Unitarian Universalist family called the Schemps sued their local school board for violating their constitutional rights. In the school district of Abington Township, Pennsylvania, kids were required to read and hear passages from the Bible at the start of the school day. This didn't jive with the Schempp family, especially Ellery Schempp, who protested by reciting from the Quran while the King James Bible was being read over the loudspeaker. Ellery Schempp was reprimanded by the principal, and the family sued on account that the tax-funded school was not only establishing a state-sponsored religion, in violation of the First Amendment, but its privileging of Christianity and a certain flavor of it violated the equal protection to which citizens are due under the 14th Amendment. In 1963, Abington v. Schempp, the United States Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Schempp family, contending that while an understanding of religion is important to society, a government agency cannot privilege or exclude citizens on account of religion. The question then became, what kind of study would befit a government-funded educational institution? Another U.S. Supreme Court would help bring clarity to this matter. In 1971, the court was hearing arguments about whether a group of private schools could be reimbursed by tax funds for their students, given that those students had opted out of public schooling. Most of the private schools in question were Roman Catholic. In Lemon v. Kurtzman, the court ruled that this would be unconstitutional. And in their deliberation, they developed what's known as the Lemon Test for determining whether or not something is establishing religion. First, a government-sponsored activity must be secular in purpose. Second, it must be secular in effect. And third, it must not result in an excessive entangling of government and a religious entity. A violation of any of these components would constitute a breach of the First Amendment. So what's this mean for the academic study of religion, especially in a public university setting? For starters, we would be remiss not to recognize how the history of religion is shorthand for subtle and conspicuous exchanges that have shaped the people of the world. But our focus in our study is not theological. It's not on divinities and devotion to them. Our interest is anthropological. It is on the people in and around and adhering to and encountering those theologies and their ramifications. Our work is not normative insofar as we're not suggesting what people should or shouldn't be doing. Our work is descriptive, reporting and contextualizing what it is we observe people being up to. This often leaves students wondering how we can maintain this scholarly position in relation to the study of the New Testament. To borrow from religious studies scholar Russell T. McCutcheon, our work is that of the critic, not the caretaker. We're not out here trying to preserve the ideals of the Bible. We're trying to ask illuminating questions that help us understand how people work and what people do with the Bible. In the next video, we'll talk about some of the different critical approaches scholars bring to the study of the Bible. Best believe we're just getting started.